Hello, good afternoon. Michael Wynn, Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, Division of RB Oppenheim Associates. Thanks for joining in today again as we cover digital marketing strategies and tactics to grow your business. Today is part 5 of a 5-part series, the last part of breaking down the 5 sections of a successful digital marketing funnel. And today, when we talk about the last section, you know, we've often, or I've mentioned before, if you do a search for marketing funnel, you know, many of the images on Google, many of the images you're going to see, you know, look like an inverted triangle with the widest portion at the top coming to a point. And what's different about the digital marketing funnel that we've talked about thus far and are going to really conclude today is that the digital market, a true digital successful marketing funnel really looks more like, you know, 2 inverted triangles kind of stacked on top of each other. So it's wide at the top, comes to the center, and then you know, kind of bows out along the bottom, or almost like an hourglass type shape. And that's because as they move, as your clients, prospects move from prospects into clients into loyal advocates or brand ambassadors, which is what we're going to talk about today, that base becomes wider and really completes that full circle of your brand awareness, and then into consideration, the conversion stage, the loyalty stage, and then lastly, the advocacy and ambassador stage. So when we talk about brand advocates or ambassadors, these are folks who have purchased your product before. Maybe they've bought multiple times, returning customers. But what's different is they have an obsession to tell others about your brand. They absolutely love your brand. Wherever they go, if anyone brings up you know, something that's even remotely close to you know, what your brand product offering is related to, they're like, oh my gosh, have you tried this? It is absolutely the best. Those are people you absolutely need to know who they are, and you need to be aware of what they, you know, what their digital presence is, because this is where the line of, you know, brand ambassador crosses over into social media influencer. So you want to be keenly aware of and be able to identify who these brand advocates or ambassadors are. So let's break it down. So we're going to talk about identifying who they are and how we do that, and then how to empower them to share and really feel comfortable in being that brand advocate. So we're going to break those 2 things down. Number one, being able to identify who they are. There are definitely several tools out there. Obviously, you could do a LinkedIn name search. You could do a Facebook search. You can do an Instagram search. There's actually a couple of Gmail add-ons that you can, services where you can do a email search and try to find if a social media user profile has this email address in it. It can show you that. You know, so it's important that if you know, your business should leverage a CRM, a customer relationship management tool, so that you can identify who your brand advocates are by their social media handles, whether it's Instagram or Twitter. You know, have that information together. So doing a social media scrub versus your database is step 1. Number 2 is to make sure that you create a profile label in your database, in your CRM system, that identifies them as a brand advocate or ambassador, so that you can, you know, target those people when we talk about the next item, which is empowering them to share and really become strong brand advocates for you. You need to be able to group those and segment those out for your communication efforts. And then number 3 is leveraging hashtag search or tag search for, put in hashtag your name brand, and do that. Do a localized, if your business is a locally owned business and you serve your local area, you might want to do hashtag your city, whatever the name of your city is, and then look for and cross-reference, and identify people who are your customers and who are talking about you. Because here's the mistake a lot of brands make, and that is they think that no one's out there really talking about their brand, or that there aren't conversations going on in the social web about their company, and they are grossly mistaken. We've got several different tools that we use as sort of a listening dashboard to the social web for our clients, so that we can pick up those comments and mentions, but tying those to your customers who have purchased multiple products multiple times, who are talking about you. You want to identify who they are. So once you've identified who they are, then you've got to come up with a strategy to empower them, whether it's a content strategy or a process. So number one of the things I like, Gary Vaynerchuk, who is a president of VaynerMedia, one of the largest digital marketing companies in the globe right now, I would say, based on his 900 employees. He has a group called First in Line. And what's really cool about First in Line is when new things are coming out and he's got something that's going to, release or drop or happen in the coming days, these folks get an email because they signed up for First in Line. And that's a brilliant strategy to group these people and give them inside information that's not readily available to the public yet. What does that do? Makes you feel like you're a part of something and that you have the inside scoop. And we as humans love that. We love to know something that other people don't know, especially if we are just absolutely raving fans. Like tonight is the NFL draft. So there's going to be a lot of people who wonder, who's going to get the first pick and, all these, so if you have insight into something that hasn't been released to the general public yet, that's very exciting. And for brand ambassadors, this is absolutely the kind of content and strategy you want to deploy in empowering them to share. You can also think of beta testers. This is a great pool for people to try out new products or demos of new, whether it's a product or whether it's a service. You can talk to them and say, hey, I'd love for you to give this a try. This is something we're thinking about releasing. We'd love to have your feedback. Again, that empowers them, makes them feel special, like they're a part of an elite special group. And then lastly, empowering them to share is obviously with social contests, being available, you can empower them to launch the contest, to, be the community driver, the social media community driver of these things. So these two items, when you understand that as a potential consumer, when I pass through that awareness stage and I make my considerations, evaluations, I go ahead, I make the purchase, I walk through the conversion stage, I'm a loyal customer, I've bought more than once, I'm now a brand advocate. That is what a successful digital marketing funnel looks like. And here's the thing to remember, guys. An army of ambassadors is a powerful communication tool for any brand. So keep that in mind. Guys, thank you so much for your time today. I hope you had a great day. Don't forget to join me tomorrow as I am joined by Katie Lilly as we cover the next chapter in the book Traction, Getting a Grip on Your Business. Thanks again. My name is Michael Wynn. I am the Chief Digital Officer of Digital Ops, a division of RB Oppenheim Associates. We'll see you guys tomorrow.